Thank you so much for the support that you showed for the first video on Perplexity Finance. Based on popular demand, here comes the second video on Perplexity Finance. Ever tried stalking a politician's stock portfolio and ended up wishing if you had those tips? Well, today we have got something smarter than connections. It's called Perplexity Finance. Hello everyone, I am Ashish here and welcome back to Coders Academy. In today's video, we are diving into one of the coolest things AI can do right now. Analyze stocks and insider investments like a pro trader. We'll test Perplexity Finance on two fronts. First, analyze the Indian private banks for a potential investment in 2025. And second, which politicians from US and India are invested in the stock markets. So without further ado, let's jump into today's video. So we begin by logging to your Perplexity AI account. So I have a prompt here where we will do a detailed comparative analysis of the leading private banks in India for the long-term investment in 2025 based on the following factors. So one is going to be on the quarterly financial performance, then the trends on the NPA and credit growth, any regulatory changes that are affecting the bank's performance, new sentiment and expert analyst forecast, impact of technology and digital transformation, and management stability and governance. You can go through these parameters again. Now we will say at the end, present your findings in a comprehensive reference report so that clear tables and summarizing the key findings, final recommendation and an executive summary suitable for the retail investors. Focus on the insights and current data relevant for this. It's processing the results for us. So here it has come back with the final response to our query. So it starts with an executive summary. So it says that ICICI Bank leads in profitability, growth and asset quality, followed by HDFC Bank. But Axis Bank and Kotak Bank also show stable fundamentals, but they lag in the bottom line performance, partly due to regulatory pressures and cost pressures. Digital innovation and fintech are very comprehensive as a competitive advantage. Amid the RBI guidelines and evolving fintech landscapes, ICICI Bank and HDFC Bank sustain strong sentiments on that, and Axis and Kotak are also niche investors. Then it continues with the comparative analysis in a tabular format based on the latest results. So you can see the parameters here as total income, net profit, YOY growth, net interest margin, gross NPA, net NPA and return on assets. So you can take a look at all the comparison for each of those four banks well laid out in the form of a table. So if you look at the financial performances, the NIM should be good, should be increasing value, total income, profitability growth and net profit value should be higher the better. If you look at the gross NPA and net NPA, they should be lower in numbers and ROA should be higher. Then it continues with a detailed description on each of those parameters. As you can see here, HDFC Bank and ICICI Bank lead from there. NPA trends also, if you look, ICICI Bank and HDFC Bank maintain a healthy number on NPAs. Kotak's asset quality is robust but faces some stress due to microfinance. So that is what it has clearly laid out here. Then it takes a look at the regulatory changes. So SEBI has made certain changes in the weightages for the top banks, thereby reducing the concentration risk. If you look further, it talks about the sentiment analysis and the analyst forecast. So most of the large cap private banks retain a long-term buy ratings, but HDFC Bank is seen as a value opportunity post merger with the HDFC Limited. Further down it talks about the digitalization and the technology focus. So ICICI and HDFC have established as major players in the fintech industry. Management stability and governance, HDFC Banks has continued leadership qualities. ICICI Banks has multi-layered board and recent management refresh uploads its governance stack. Okay, actionable insight, this is very important for us. So favor banks with demonstrated little leadership, robust asset quality, management continuity, and based on that, a final recommendation for 2025 and beyond. ICICI Bank stands out as a major parameter based on profitability growth and all those parameters, followed by HDFC Bank. Axis and Kotak are best for tactical exposure for experienced investors. Okay, so if we go up and check our prompt again, so it has given us information for all those parameters, but the end we said output should be formatted in the form of presentation or exported as a PDF. So let's take a look at the export if we are able to do that. So if we go down there, I can see an export answer there and you have a PDF option there. Let's try that out. Export succeeded. Let's take a look at the PDF as well. So I'm opening the PDF. So here if you look, it's virtually just a print screen of the response and the prompt that we had given, but I think it's good enough for us to present it as a report to any of our meetings. In our second demo, we'll take a look at all the latest public disclosed information from various Indian politicians related to the stock market. So this could be MPs, MLAs or ministers based on the recent affidavits or SEBI filings or news investigation. So let's hit submit. So here comes our answer back. So here you can see that Home Minister Amit Shah has detailed equity portfolio in the election affidavits with investments across a wide spectrum of Indian companies. Some politicians have faced inquiries for legal scrutiny, with occasional results in more details about holdings being made public. So there is a brief summary of all the investments weighed by various politicians. Their top in the list is Amit Shah from BJP. His holdings is HUL, MRF, ITC, Berger Paints, Infosys, VIP, Suzuki, Maruti, Tata Steel, all blue chip companies, 17 crores. And the most recent information is from 2025 along with the source of information. The next there is Sonal Shah, who's basically the spouse of Amit Shah. She has made about 20 crores portfolio from Canara Bank, Gujarat Fluorochemicals, Bharti Airtel, Sun Pharma, again blue chip, and the information is as latest as 2025. Then Rahul Gandhi from the Congress party. There is no portfolio value here, but no listings as well for the transactions, but the information is as latest as 2024. So you can also take a look at Periya Swamy from DMK, who has made investments in ED and DVAC investigation, alleged specifics under the review. So no specific transactions, no portfolio size, but the information is as latest as 2025. Then it talks about the details about those holdings and how to access the documents. You can go through it in the detail. Since we have got less information on the Indian politicians' stock portfolio, let's try the same kind of prompt. Let's try the same prompt with the US market. Okay, so I'll modify the prompt here. Find and summarize for US politicians, for example, Senate members and ministers based on the SEC filings and news investigation. Yeah. So based on the SEC filings, the Congress requires disclosures within 45 days based on the Stock Act. So you can see here Marjorie Taylor from Republican. She has invested in Amgen, Amazon, Microsoft, Netflix, Chevron, all those companies. The disclosure is very latest and you can see the purchase dates as well as amount, self and the source. Followed by Lisa McCain, who's a spouse, Republican, again Big Bear AI, Tesla, Palantir, TSM, Nvidia, Clio Fields. You can pause the video and go through all the list of politicians and their investments. Okay. I know for a certain that Nancy Pelosi is quite heavily invested in the stock market in the US. So strange that her name does not appear. So what can you tell me about the investments by Nancy Pelosi? She's a Democrat. So yeah, so it talks about the resources indicate the ability to track her stock trades, estimated returns, and there's a separate website there. Nancy Pelosi trades on Quiver Quantitative. So that looks very interesting. So let's open that and see. So I've opened that, it's loading the data. Yes, that is Nancy Pelosi, a Democrat from California. Yeah, the platform continually updates the trade filings required by law. So while the data is getting loaded, yeah, we have all the data here. So you can see the trading volume for her is $164 million. 183 total trades, net worth is $282 million. The data is as latest as October 22. These are Nancy Pelosi's trades, and increasing graph there. She has invested in Apple, Avgo, which is a Broadcom company, Amazon. You can take a look at the trades that she has done. 22nd of October, Google, Nvidia, 14th of Jan 2025, purchase, sell, everything is mentioned here. You can pause the video and go through it in detail. Now let's take a look at some of the other information, the trade volume by year, buy trades, sell trades, okay, and technologies and sectors that she has invested in. Looks like she is a heavy investor in IT. Net worth, it's a growing network. Who are the corporate donors, what are the amounts, and who are the donors to her? It's basically Verizon. So many companies are donating her. You can check it from the graph. So next time you're curious about where smart money, or should I say political money, is flowing, don't waste hours browsing 20 different websites. Fire up Perplexity, ask a question, and let it do all the heavy lifting. Because information power is cool and analysis power is even cooler. Drop me a like if you found this video useful, and let me know in the comments which sector you would like me to investigate next. And do not forget to subscribe to the channel. Thank you so much for watching.